Let's be honest, we've all been there, right? That special kind of frustration that only comes from dealing with government paperwork. The long lines, the confusing forms, the waiting, and more waiting. It feels like a system's stuck in another century. But what if one of those notoriously slow processes could actually be fixed? What if it could be made almost, well, instantaneous? Well, get this. We're looking at a story of how one city didn't just speed things up, they completely changed the game. It's a question we've all probably muttered under our breath while waiting for some crucial document. And it usually boils down to a few things: really old systems, processes that are done by hand, and this is the big one, different departments that just don't talk to each other. I mean, think about it. The office that registers a property sale might be using a totally different system, maybe even just paper files, than the office that's supposed to update the official land record. So information gets stuck, files get lost, and you, the citizen, are just left completely in the dark. So, in our world of digital everything, one city's estate office took a hard look at their mountain of paperwork and just said, you know what? There has to be a better way. And this isn't just a story about some new software. It's a story about completely rethinking the relationship between a government and the people it's supposed to serve. Now, to really appreciate the solution, we first have to get a feel for the problem. And for anyone who's ever bought or sold a property, that problem can be summed up in just 3 words: the paper chase. It's supposed to be this huge, amazing moment in your life. You've saved up, you've searched everywhere, you've finally signed on that dotted line, you're ready to grab your keys and start a brand new chapter. But standing between all that excitement and actually having your name on the official record is this bureaucratic journey that can turn all that joy into some serious anxiety real fast. Okay, so let's get into the key process here. It's called property mutation. Now, it sounds super technical, but the idea is actually pretty simple. It's just the government officially recognizing you as the new owner. It's the final step that makes the property truly, legally yours in the public record. And without it, oh, you could face major headaches trying to sell the property down the road or even just proving it's yours. And for forever, this one step has been a massive bottleneck. Just look at this. The old way was a total marathon of frustration. So you, the new owner, after just finishing the wholesale process, had to manually start another process all over again. This meant filling out more forms, taking more trips to government offices, and submitting documents that, and this is the craziest part, another government office already had from your sale. And then you just waited for weeks, sometimes even months, with absolutely no clue what was going on. It was a black box. But this is where our story takes a really exciting turn. Let's travel to the city of Chandigarh in India, and specifically to the office that decided to take a huge digital leap forward and just rewrite the rules. So this is it, the Estate Office of Chandigarh. They're the agency in charge of managing public land and property records, and they are the architects of a system designed to end the paper chase for good. Now, what I love about this is their official mission. You might see these words, transparent, efficient, citizen-friendly, and think, yeah, okay, government buzzwords. But here's the thing, they actually meant it. Every single piece of their new system was built from the ground up to hit these 3 goals: transparency, so you always know what's happening; efficiency, so it happens fast; and being citizen-friendly, so the whole process works for you, not against you. Their solution was built on one core idea, and it is brilliant in its simplicity. Take the citizen out of the process entirely. They called it auto-nutation. The idea was, instead of you having to start a new paper chase, the system itself would automatically trigger and handle the ownership transfer the second a property sale was registered. A simple concept, but a totally revolutionary impact. So how in the world did they pull it off? I mean, how do you take a process that used to take months and shrink it down to just a few days? Well, it all comes down to a really smart, seamless, automated workflow. The real secret sauce here is this real-time digital integration. Think of it like a seamless digital handshake between the sub-registrar office, which is where sales get recorded, and the estate office, where the ownership records are updated. This handshake instantly replaces the old, slow way of, someone physically carrying a paper file from one building to another. No paper, no delay, just an instant connection. All right, let's walk through this because it's honestly a thing of beauty. Step 1, that digital handshake happens automatically. Data sent. Step 2 is where the magic really happens, for you, the new owner. You instantly get an SMS on your phone saying the process has started. You didn't have to lift a finger. Then the system just takes over. Steps 3, 4, and 5 are this rapid-fire internal workflow. Officials digitally check the data against a super specific checklist, making sure there are no legal snags, and pass it up the chain for final approval. And boom, step 6, the official mutation letter is automatically generated and sent straight to your email. The citizen's only job is to check their phone. That's it. So, all this automation, all this efficiency, it all leads to the big question. How fast is it, really? The results are, and I'm not exaggerating here, pretty astonishing. Yep, that says 2 days. For leasehold properties, think apartments or properties on land you don't own outright, a process that used to take weeks or even months is now completely done within 2 working days, 48 hours. And for the more common freehold properties, where you own both the building and the land it's on, the timeline is just 7 working days, a week. This system doesn't just promise speed, it actually delivers it. I mean, this just says it all, doesn't it? It's a total transformation. The timeline gets absolutely crushed. The effort required from you, the citizen, drops from a whole lot to literally 0. And the transparency? It goes from a total black box to a fully trackable, totally predictable process. It's a complete 180 from the old way of doing things. What they've built in Chandigarh is so much more than just a local success story. It's really a model. It's a blueprint for how other government services, really anywhere in the world, could be completely reimagined. See, the really crucial point here is that this didn't just happen by accident. The system was designed from day one with these very clear objectives in mind. It's all about removing the burden from the citizen, making sure different computer systems can actually talk to each other, and defining crystal clear timelines. But most importantly, it's about putting the responsibility for getting things done on the government officials themselves, not on you. And this right here, this is the key that makes the whole thing work. Real accountability. This system has teeth. Those timelines of 2 and 7 days aren't just suggestions or goals, they are mandates. The system tracks every single file, and any delay that doesn't have a valid, documented reason has actual consequences for the officials involved. That internal pressure is what guarantees the system stays efficient for everyone on the outside. This story out of Chandigarh just goes to show what's possible when you really rethink a process from the ground up, with the citizen at the absolute center. It kind of makes you wonder, right? From renewing a driver's license to getting a permit for your business, what other frustrating paper chase in our lives is just sitting there waiting for its own auto button? It proves that bureaucracy doesn't have to be a bad word. With the right design, it can be an invisible, efficient service that just works.